What up, QC crew? King Day is in the mother building.
Burn it up for so. JBRISKO, not know when we so. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera.
Warning. Everything said in this video and on this platform is strictly my opinion and all alleged. Here, we speak about hot topics on YouTube and other social media platforms for entertainment and conversational purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What it do? It is your homie King Day here in King's Corner, and I am back with another reaction video for you. Now look, what up y'all? We are back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to a story time that I don't know too much about, okay? The caption on one of her videos says, "Hey you're not in LA anymore. You died at that photo shoot during the drive-by, remember? Your friend stole all of your money and left you for dead. I'm sorry, but you have to wake up." Now, that video, I believe kind of went viral. And so the storyteller is like, okay, well, I guess I'll give y'all a little bit of context to where that caption came from on my video. All right. Now, this video is about a year old. Okay. This video was uploaded around this time last year. So if you already seen it and you don't want to get into it again, I understand. If you have seen it, but you want to watch it with me again, I appreciate you. And if you do not know what the heck I'm talking about, stay tuned. All right. So look, I ain't gonna hold you no longer. I never do. If you mess with me like I mess with you, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We're gonna get straight into this video. Let's get it. Let go.
I followed this trend and you guys wanted the story time, so let's get into it. Once I tell this story, this is it. Like, I'm never speaking on this again. I'm so ready to put this behind me, and I feel like this is the perfect way to do that. So, okay, I'm gonna try to
hit you with
get
the
my
switcheroo
and tell this story. Let's get into it.
All right.
So, the two friends are going to be. We're gonna call my friend, my direct friend, Dochi. We'll call her Dochi, and the girlfriend, we'll just call her girlfriend. Okay. Dochi and girlfriend were my friends for about 4+ years. 4+ years. And we kind of met at like a mutual person's business. That's how me and Dochi met. And then Dochi let me know she had a girlfriend. And they just became my friends. Like, they were cool. I loved them. We both ended up not even working at that place anymore and still staying connected. But while we were working there, we were talking about moving to LA all the time. And I think that was around like 2019, where it was cheap as hell to move to LA. So everybody was moving to LA. So they decided randomly
When the hell was it ever cheap as hell to move to LA? We talking about Los Angeles, right? We ain't talking about Louisiana. We talking about Los Angeles? I'm from Los Angeles. When the hell was it ever cheap to move to LA?
like, you know what? We just gonna go. And they did. So they went ahead of me. And I really wanted to go. I wanted to move when they moved, but it was like I couldn't at the time. So it was like, all right, fine. Fast forward to last year, I was working at this luxury like retail spot. I won't say the name, but it's a big red store. Okay. So I'm working at this big red store and I'm pursuing my dreams in fashion. I wanted to be a stylist, and I still style. I just love fashion. So I was starting to get a little, I guess, recognition because I was working at that store, and I would say the brand was pretty hot around that time. They started taking off again. It was like a resurge for the brand. So bet I'm getting all these new customers, all these new clients, and I'm getting more styling gigs. So my friends who were like, they've been in LA, we've been cool this whole time, and they like, yo, love what you doing. Come to LA because we want to launch a business and we want to do a photo shoot. But we want you to style it. So I'm like, bet, I'm coming. Now, I'm not gonna lie. At that time, I was not feeling my best. Working for the brand was killing me. They was stealing all my ideas, just pissing me off. And I felt like I couldn't excel in that place. So I was okay, this is probably the next best opportunity for me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm coming out there. I missed LA. And as soon as I got there, like, bam, like at the airport, they were waiting for me with like a sign. It was so cute. Like, I'm like, yeah, A man hasn't even done this for me. So I'm like, yo, these are my friends. Like, I haven't seen them in years, and they were so nice to, like, deck out their whole apartment, like, just make it comfortable for me. And I really appreciated that. So we were just excited. We was catching up, going to the beach, and working. And I was like, you know what? This is the kind of life that I want. Like, this reminded me why I wanted to move to LA in the first place. The business that they were launching, they were having a party for, and they were DJs. This is like a DJ business. So they were like, we want you to also style us for the party. So I'm like, I'm coming. Yes, again. So when it was time for me to, like, leave, my friends were like, no, like, we really feel like you should move out here. Like, how can we help? And so we started planning, and we decided, like, after talking, sitting down, they were like, we really feel like you should move here. We miss you. We don't have many friends here. And you can just stay at our place because we have a 2-bedroom. We're not using the other bedroom. Just move here. We're not staying much longer in this apartment complex anyway. Remember that.
Okay.
We went back to that. So you should just stay here until you can find a place and get on your feet and get on your own. And so I was like, you know what? If I'm coming back there to style y'all for this brand opportunity, I need to make something shake. And so Doechii was like, when you come back next time, you staying for good. Okay, so now I'm back in Philly. I got that, like, battery in my back. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to leave. I'm telling my job, my coworkers, like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm tired of working here. And I got something better on the way. So while I'm back in Philly, I'm trying to find a job in LA. I'm talking to my family. Like, I'm really trying to put this in motion. And I only have a certain amount of time before I have to get back and style them for the DJ party or whatever, right? They're hosting. So I end up accepting a job offer, but it fell through. They never contacted me back. And this happened right before I was about to go out there. So it's so much that can go wrong with that situation. But I already knew. I was like, I'm not worried about none of that. I'm going out there focused on me. I'm handling my business. I'm going to find me a place to stay. And I'm going to be up from under them before it can even get bad. You know what I'm saying? Before the friendship can even get ruined. By the time it was time to go back, y'all, I didn't have a job in LA yet. I didn't have a place in LA yet. And I didn't have my car. So I just was going out there to start a whole new life from scratch. And honestly, I've never really, like, looked at it as a red flag. Like, why would they want to help me move here so badly? I'm thinking my friends just miss me. They want me out here. They see I want to be out here. I'm working. I'm grinding. They working. They grinding. Like, why not? But I will say, my therapist did tell me, please make sure you're looking for the signs, because people can get jealous if you start coming into their little situation and having more emotion than them. Stay tuned for part 2.
What y'all think? First of all, I believe you can meet friends anywhere. You know, people meet friends at work. People meet friends online, you know, through mutuals, at a birthday party, walking around Walmart. Okay, you can meet a friend anywhere. So she says she met these friends at a job that they both end up quitting. They got pretty close. And apparently once those friends moved to LA, they were able to still keep in contact. She said for a couple of years. So she says they were able to keep contact for a couple of years, right? So I would like to think during that time, they continued to build their relationship. So she feels like she trusts them. Now, some may say, okay, when you go out there, you need to get on your own. You need to get your own place. Y'all can still be cool. Y'all still be friends. You have somebody out there that you can possibly lean on when times get rough, for advice to help you, to show you around, since they've been there for a while, right? So it's good she has somebody in LA, but she should go to LA on her own. Now, when these friends say, come stay with me, you know what I'm saying? We got an extra room. We don't mind you being here. Plus our lease is up. Me personally, call it what you want, but me personally, I feel like you've been knowing these people for a couple years. Y'all stayed in contact even through long distance. So far, you don't feel anything shady. You don't feel like they have ill intentions towards you. And since there's already a deadline, right? When that lease is up, it's up. Yes, you can renew or whatever, but when that lease is up, it's up. Now, I don't know how much longer they have in their lease. I would say if it's longer than about 5 months, I would have declined. I would have got my ducks in a row and made it do what it do. But if it's like a 5-month, 3-month situation, like come out here, you'll be here for 3 months, enough time for you to find you a job, enough time for you to find you a spot, get approved, and then we both go our separate ways. I think that's doable. But I don't know how much longer they got in their lease. I guess we'll figure that out. Let's go ahead and get into part 2.
Okay, part 2. Now I'm back in LA. For the hosting, they have invited more friends that are from our city, from Philly. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool. Like, this is going to be like a huge event. Like, this is crazy. It was just one person that ended up flying out. And so I was like, okay. But she was such a sweetheart. And I'm not going to lie, we ended up having so much fun. Like, love her. We're going to call her Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell was such a sweetheart. So we getting drinks, we going out, like we going to dinners. We were just having like a ball. And the same way they treated me with like such good hospitality, they did the same thing with Tinkerbell. But Tinkerbell had her own, not apartment, her own hotel, because she was just staying in town for this and then going back home. But for me, I was explaining to her, like, I'm actually going to be staying here. Like, I'm living here now. And we were like, oh my God, like, let's celebrate. So we was doing a lot of celebrating. And in the meantime, I was still working. So I was doing my styling thing. So I'm out shopping. I'm going to different showrooms, stores, whatever, to find them some pieces for their hosting. I'm just calling them, sending them pictures. Like, this is the pieces I'm going to pick. What you think? What you like? This is how much these things cost. And I'm going to give you guys an invoice. And they're like, that's cool. That's perfectly fine. So basically, it was like I was going to buy the things, and then they would be sending me the money for it, right? Okay, so it's the actual day of the event, and Tinkerbell is at the apartment when I get back, and so is Doechii and her girlfriend. So I'm high, I'm happy. I get in the apartment, everything seems like off, and it's like Doechii and her girlfriend are in the room, like it sounds like they're arguing or like disagreeing, but they're trying to like whisper about it. And Tinkerbell's in the living room, so I'm like, hey girl, so we chatting. And then out of nowhere, Doechii and her girlfriend come into the living room and they say, like, you know, Mani, can you come in the room with us real quick? So I'm like, okay. I'm thinking we gonna go over like their looks and stuff for tonight. But they're like, hey, we need to ask you a favor. We in a little dilemma. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? They tell me the club that's hosting, they're hosting, did not post their flyer or something like that. And then they get a phone call. And so they're going back and forth with the promoter. And then they get off the phone and they say, okay, so basically they have to put down a deposit because there's like a specific amount of money that you have to spend in order to have a hosting at this place or whatever. I'm like, okay. And they're like, could we borrow some money? And so I'm like, you know, I have a rule with friends. I do not loan out money because that just causes problems, right? But they're like, you know, they never gave me no issues about money before. Like, they have always sent the funds, always respected the
They paid that
invoices.
invoice? Okay.
So I'm like, you know what? In this specific case, it seems like the person is being unfair or maybe a little racist. So I was like, okay, yeah, I got y'all. I can do that. But I'm like, what about the clothes? Because I just got the clothes for y'all. You're supposed to be giving me the money for that. And they're like, we got you. We
they didn't do that invoice yet. Okay.
Okay. So now we're getting ready. They drop Tinkerbell back off at her hotel or whatever. We are rushing. They're panicking. I pack up everything, and I decided I'm going to just do their makeup and everything at the location of the event. Because we don't have time. A few people started coming in once the club opened, but I'm telling y'all, it was not like a regular club. I'm like, does anybody even know that there's going to be a hosting tonight? Because it's looking like don't nobody know but all of us. So I'm telling y'all, it's literally 4 of us. Me, Dochi, Tinkerbell, and her girlfriend. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is it so empty? Regardless, I didn't want to make them feel bad, so I just supported them. At the end of the night, they walked over to me when we were getting ready to leave with a paper, and I'm like, what's this? And they're like, this is how much the club owner says that we owe since we didn't hit our max, our bar max or whatever. And I'm like, why you bringing it to me?
What I gotta do with it?
So she's like, well, this is like how much we owe.
Y'all owe.
And I'm like, yeah, you owe.
Yeah, right.
And so I told her, I'm like, well, I can't help you guys because I already did. First of all, I already bought the clothes. Like, they not even considering that, y'all. I done already went out and got y'all these outfits for this event. Got y'all styled and everything. Then gave y'all money to put the deposit down to do this, which should have been handled already. Now, you trying to bring me the rest of the bill? You got to remember, y'all, I'm out here trying to start my own life here in LA. I'm not here to be nobody's bank. So it's like I'm already being a good friend by helping y'all out the way I could. Asking me for anything else, to me, that's giving red flag behavior. That's giving you think I have to do this and I don't. And I kind of felt in a way like obliged because it was like they're already giving me a place to stay. So it's like, okay, I'm trying to like be cool, be the cool friend, but I also don't want to be without.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then who gonna want to hear it when I don't have no money?
Who gonna have it when you
So,
ain't got none?
I guess they ended up asking Tinkerbell because I didn't even talk to Tinkerbell about that. I took my stuff because I did my job. And I went to the door of the club.
As you
and waited
should.
for them because I'm like, he not going to be trying to press me in this club. No, thank you. So they handled how they had to handle it. And then we all left that night. They didn't say nothing to me about how it got rectified or nothing like that. I just know that I was not fronting no more bills. Okay? I already played myself doing that. But keep that in mind. They figured out how to get out of that situation. And so we was able to move on, enjoyed the weekend. Tinkerbell ended up going home, such a sweetheart. And that's when the real drama started.
Of course. Let's get to part 3.
Okay. I think it was coming to like towards the end of the month now, and they were needing to pay their last month's rent. Now, they had already told me that they won some type of settlement to where they didn't have to pay any rent. They sued their apartment complex and they could stay there. They had the option to stay there, I think, until the end of the year or like the next following month, I think was November. And then they could just leave. Until one day, I get a knock at the door of their apartment and they're not home. So I'm like, who's at the door? So I don't answer because 1, I'm in bed, and 2, I don't just be answering people's doors. I'm like,
Right.
let me just hit them up.
She don't know nobody
And
in LA.
so they have a Ring camera. Before I could hit them up, they hit me up. And basically were like, you know, Monty, don't answer the door. And I'm like, what's going on? So they start talking to him through the Ring camera. And when all this is going on, that's when I realized, like, oh no, there's something, like they're arguing with him. So eventually they tell me, go to the door and please plead with him that they will be back soon. He's like, basically, are Dochi and her girlfriend here? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, it's time for them to pay that rent. You know how somebody only tell you like half a story? So it sound good until other things start unfolding and you realize like, okay, you leaving a big chunk of it out. Y'all, basically, they owed that rent. They had to pay that rent or get the F out. And guess what? They did not have jobs. Mind you, I did not have a job. I'm out here trying to find a job.
How they get money?
They are doing, like, delivery driving, basically, to pay their bills. And I know plenty of people who do that. So that is perfectly fine, except they weren't making the money fast enough to pay their stay.
So they were independent
They needed my
contractors. Okay.
help. So now I'm trying to help them in any way I can.
So what she meant was they don't have a traditional job. They're independent contractors, so they do delivery services for whatever companies. And she said the rent was $3K. That's crazy.
In the car, y'all, with them on countless nights where we all are doing DoorDash and Uber Eats to get this money before we're basically being evicted. And I'm in the middle of it because they told me I could stay there, and now they don't even have a place to stay. Y'all, oh my God. They even told me, like, is it possible, like, that you can just file for an apartment and we'll give you the money and you can just let us stay there, and then when we find our spot, like, you know, you can have your apartment to yourself. They were throwing out all types of crazy things out of desperation.
You know, I'm glad that I'm listening to this now, because I just told y'all that if it was me and it was about 5 months or less, I probably would have taken them up on that offer. Now, let me correct that. I can understand how she took them up on that offer if it was 5 months or less left on their lease, right? Me personally, I don't like staying at nobody's house. I can't stay at nobody's house. I'm going to be like, no. If I can't go out there and get it how I live, I'm going to be like, no. But I was understanding where she came from with wanting to, you know, move with her friends. Some people are like that. Me personally, I'm not. I don't want to even be at a family member's house for a vacation. Okay. I want my own hotel. I want my own space. I don't like really sharing spaces like that. Now, if it's a big thing, like going to the cabins or something with your family and friends, that's different. That's a whole event. That's how that's supposed to be. But actually living or staying with someone over a week, like in their home, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I got to get it how I get it. So this whole time, it sounds like they're plotting. Let's get her out here, get her in the mix. She can help us get some money. If she got some money, we can milk her for her money. And then now they're saying, well, how about you sign for a place? We move in with you because, you know, we let you move in with us. You know, we was kind enough to let you move in with us, even though we had a little situation, but we let you move in with us. So it's probably going to make her feel a little obligated to say, well, y'all did it for me. I can do it for y'all. Even though what they did was get her mixed up in a whole bunch of mess that she really ain't have to be a part of.
They were trying to use me now. Mm-hmm. It was like no more, oh, like we put out an opportunity for you. It's more so like I was the opportunity and they were the opportunists. Mm-hmm. I had to start making my own plan on how to get out of the situation. And so I simply told them, I will help y'all pack up this apartment, but it seems like my time is done here. So I decided I need a car. I can't be relying on them. I need my own place, my own car out here, everything. So I tell them, I think this was right after my birthday. I tell them, look, I'm going to book a flight home. I'm going to get my car and I'm going to drive it all the way back here. All the way back to LA, Philly to LA. And they were basically like looking at me like I was crazy, like I was giving up on them, like I was just leaving them stranded. But they weren't like saying that. They weren't vocalizing that. That came later on when they threw it in my face. They were like, okay, you know, I understand, you know, your grandma's dying, whatever. Okay, this is part 4. Okay, so I'm back home now. My mom is like,
oh, she doubling up on us.
Like, you know, moms just know.
Okay.
And so I tell her, like, you know, a little bit of the situation. And she's like, okay, so what do you want to do? I want to live out there. I want to pursue my fashion career. So she's like, I'm going to help you. What kind of mom would I be if I didn't help you? So she's like, I'm going to help you drive all the way to LA, but I want to meet these people. My mom is ride or die, y'all. My mom is ride or die. I had told them before I even drove back to Philly, I need my money. I need my money. And I need it now. When you give your friends money, why is it always a situation where they get mad at you when you ask for it back? But they kept it cute. They was like, yes, as soon as you get back, we will have all the money that we owe you. Bet. In 3 days. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all. On top of the situation with my family, I was rushing to get back to LA because I finally heard back from a job, and it was really like a dream job for me. And it was an opportunity to work at the hair salon slash store. Now we staying in the Airbnb, y'all. My mama met them. She did not like them. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It was definitely giving weird. I took my mama to the airport the next day. So we're staying at the Airbnb, and I'm noticing more and more and more their energy is weird. When I come in the house, they're like, oh, hey. Like, we not speaking the way we used to. Like, and y'all know, for girls that know, when your friends start acting weird like that, their answers are really short. I'm asking, like, oh, how's this going? How's the business? How's this? Silent. And usually when somebody owe you money, they be silent, okay? Because they don't want to have to run into you and you ask them for the billionth time, do you have my money? And so
what's y'all rule with money? Do y'all like let friends and family just borrow? Like, hey, you need it, I got it, you got it. You know, how y'all deal with that? Me personally, I go by the rule of I do not allow anybody to borrow what I can't afford to lose. You know what I'm saying? I look at borrowing money as me giving it to you. Because hypothetically speaking, right? You may be giving your money to an honest person that says that they will pay you back on Friday. And they good for it. Very honest, they gonna give it back to you without you even having to ask, right? So somebody say, boom, can I get $500? Boom, can I get $1,000? Boom. I just say, you know, a pretty decent number. And that may make or break you, right? Or you need the money that you finna let them borrow, but you need it maybe 3 or 4 days later after they say they gonna pay it back. So it's kind of like you will be in the clear as long as they pay you back and you trust them to pay you back. But what if that person don't make it to that date? Every day is not promised, right? And I just want to give that example because that's what I mean by I'm only going to let you borrow what I can afford to lose. Because if you don't make it to that date, something happened to you and you don't make it to that payday and I needed the money a couple days after that, what I'm going to do? Go to your children? Go to your mama? Say, oh, that's your debt with that person and that person is gone. So we ain't talking about people who always got their hand out and never want to pay it back. Them the people you probably can slide them $5 or $10 every blue moon. Not too much on my $5 and $10. But it may be a person that's good for it and you may really have trust in them. But you got to make sure you can afford to lose it because things happen every day. You know what I'm saying? So what's y'all rule? How do y'all go about letting people borrow money, big or small? Or do y'all just say, no, I don't got it every time? Which is understandable too, because we all work for our money. Ain't nobody entitled to our money but us. If you made it, it's yours. Only you're entitled to it. Don't let nobody count your pockets either. Don't let nobody start trying to look at what you're doing. Look at how you moving. Oh, you go on a trip. Oh, you do this. Oh, you got that luxury car. Oh, you got that big house. Oh, you got and I got to pay for it. I got to pay for it. If I'm in debt with somebody, that's my debt. That's my problem. Don't look at what I'm driving. Don't look at my house. Don't look at my trips. Don't look at my pocket. Don't try to count what I got. Don't go looking at my views. Don't go none of that. Don't go look at my analytics. Stay your ass off of Social Blade, trying to see how much I get a month, which is Social Blade is off anyway. Social Blade is off by thousands for everybody. Social Blade been off for about at least 6-7 years. They ain't even been accurate. But don't be counting nobody pockets, saying to yourself what they can spare or what they can do for you. Don't let nobody count your pockets. But I do want to know how y'all go about letting people borrow something.
Job now, and I was doing good, and I also had like a styling job too, and I was doing like a little internship. I was doing showrooms. Like, y'all, the part of the payoff part started happening for me, and that made me so happy because it was so much happening to me in my personal life. The fact that my friends were being weird, I felt like, why wouldn't y'all be happy for me? Because I want my money back? That's fucked. Fast forward now, it's Thanksgiving Day. And that's kind of why I wanted to tell this story. Because I'm like, it's almost been a year fully, y'all. It is Thanksgiving. And I'm like hitting them up. I'm like, y'all, when are we going to talk about this money situation? Because though she explained to me already that like money conversations make her feel uncomfortable. And to be honest, money conversations make me feel uncomfortable, which is why I don't give money to my friends. And I text her like, listen, we're all grown. We should all be able to have this conversation and put this behind us. And I feel like after this, we should go our separate ways. But I needed my money so that I could go my separate way. I didn't have the finances yet because I just started working. Why did that turn into them blocking me, cutting off their locations, because we all shared locations, and I hadn't seen them at the apartment. So I asked them one day, I'm like, hey, the next day, I'm sorry, I asked them, like, did I offend y'all with what I said? And I felt like at that point, I had been more than patient. I had waited for my money. When they originally asked me for asked me for money, and I came out to do that second project for them, I think that was like September, October. We're in late November, about to be December. I'm not wrong for asking for my money back. That's when the argument started. We were cursing, screaming, all that, y'all. Okay.
All right, next part.
Okay. Whatever part is going to be on the screen. I never actually saw the girls again. Eventually, I had to run into them. We're all staying at the Airbnb together, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come in one day, and I just addressed them. I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? Immediately, they're like, we don't want to talk to you.
What?
And it's really not even Dochi. It's the girlfriend. She's like, we don't want to talk to you. I'm like,
over your money?
Excuse me? She's like, we don't have nothing to say to you. I'm like, you don't have to want to talk to me, but I'm going to talk. I have been more than patient about the money. And they are going into full-fledged pleas now. The girlfriend is like raising her voice, and I shouldn't even be speaking to me in that tone when you know you owe me. And I haven't done nothing to you but respect you. And then Dochi, my friend, she sits on the bed, y'all, and bursts into tears. You crying for what? This is the excuse they gave me. We're so tired. You know we've been working for the money. I just told you we would pay you back. No, you told me you would pay me back when I got back. So she's crying. Her girlfriend's yelling like, don't pay no attention to her, babe. Get in the shower, get your stuff, like, just ignore her. I'm like, y'all are not, I told them, I said, y'all are not gonna manipulate me. I said, y'all must have always had bad intentions, because I never did nothing to y'all for y'all to treat me like this. And their excuse was, the text message I sent offended her, and I can't tell Dochi how to feel. Dochi felt attacked because I said we are all grown and should be able to talk about money.
Which is true. These are just screenshots. It looks like there's an invoice here. And the first message is kind of covered. So I know y'all asked me before to read the text messages because sometimes y'all listen like a podcast, but there's nothing really to read here. It's just the proof of what she's saying.
And I was like, are y'all good? Are y'all really good? Because no. So they're like, we're going to get you your money. We're going to get you your money. I said by this date.
The invoice will be paid. Okay, cool. If anything changes, just let me know. Yeah, the whole invoice will be paid. My uncomfortableness comes from people lying and taking from me, like the General Lee situation, not handling simple business and tasks. Yeah, and as a couple, we definitely do stand on business and no changes will be made. The date is still the date. Okay, cool. Again, I'll take y'all word for it and we can continue how we've been moving. I appreciate it. Good morning. Y'all noticed all of your belongings were missing from the front room. Are y'all good? Did the text from yesterday bother you guys?
I wake up the next morning and nothing is there. Not a belonging, not a nothing. All their belongings and them are gone. But I know y'all like, okay, at what point did you get shot at? Because we are only at the point where my friends ran off with my money.
Okay.
Okay, y'all. The clip of me explaining the Pew Pew story got deleted, so, like, now we really on FaceTime. I remember I was telling y'all I had an internship, like, intern at a fashion magazine. If not, I cut that part out. I'm a yapper, clearly. I get to the photo shoot. So I'm the styling assistant on set. So I'm basically, like, pulling the pieces that we are going to use for each look, going over it with the team. They're getting glam. Okay, so now we're pretty much through the shoot. We're towards the end of the shoot, and we decided we're going to do a scene outside. As we're transitioning outside, my homegirl that put me onto the job, she's the hairstylist on the set. So she's like, look, I gotta go because I got my daughter with me. And she was like, don't stay out here too long because I ain't gonna lie, Melrose get crazy at night. If you have been to LA and you know about Melrose, then you know, like, Melrose is like the touristy area kinda where it's like a strip of shops. We about to wrap up the shoot. We're outside shooting, and as we're like going over the photo, everybody's sitting around like, oh, that's hard. This drunk person comes onto the set, and it's a guy. And like he seems to know one of the people, but they kind of like shooing him a little bit, like they acting like they don't really know him like that. We take the model back into the storefront, and people are in and out, so they're not keeping the door closed. So we have the person off to the side, and like we're taking their hair down and like changing them out of their clothes. This guy gets in, and he's trying to talk to the artist, and we're like, yo, you can't talk to the artist right now, like we're about to get them changed and stuff, like give them a minute. And he's not comprehending because he's like sloppy drunk. Like, the owners is like, yo, like you gotta go. The owners is trying to tell him like, yo, bro, this a closed set, like you can't even be in here for real, like you gotta go. And he like, no, I'm just trying to rap with him or whatever. And he started getting a little irritated, so they kind of like both grab him, but they don't pick him up. They kind of like shove him a little bit out the door. It's been like 25 maybe 30 minutes. The artist just left, and now the creatives is just like cleaning up and like networking. There's a glass window in the front. I'm in the store window, like laying out the clothes in each bag, like organizing it so it goes to each designer. And out of nowhere, all you hear is pew pew, and we like, like, you know, it wasn't no car, no fireworks. So before we could even like peep to see what's going on, all you heard was like car tires screeching, like somebody spent the block and just start shooting. Literally, y'all, dust was flying past me. So I'm like, it's hitting the window. This girl that I just met there grabbed me by my jacket, and like everybody just dove and hit the floor, because it's like, no, they just letting it off. Like it was glass flying, everything. And like we're all just looking at each other. Like I've never had to duck on the floor. Like I've heard gunshots many times, like been close to them, all that, but like to the point where you got a straight duck, like get on the ground, nah. Scared to get up tight. Like you not sure if they finish. My mentor, he run through the door, he like, yo, is y'all good? We like, is y'all good? Like y'all was the one standing outside, like is everybody good? But it ended up being nobody got hit. The store owners didn't even know this happened. They in the back, they like, yo, what? They come running out, what happened? It's like, yo, we just got shot at. Like, I had saw this post, right? It says sometimes a city can have energy and it can tell you if you're welcomed or not. And I really felt like everything that had happened to me in LA, I'm like, yo, I'm probably not welcomed in this city. Like, all that being said, this is obviously a story about what not to do. Situations vary, but I'm telling y'all, like, don't live with your friends if you can help it. I swear, don't get money involved with your friends. It's always going to tear up their relationship, no matter what. It's always going to go left. No, I don't know if it was the guy that got escorted, shot. I don't know if it was the girls who was shooting. I don't know. I just think it's less important to know who was shooting or who they were looking for, and more important to know I took my ass home.
Well, there you have it. She went home after that. She did not stay. She ain't care about nothing. She can follow her dreams right from home, and she went there. What y'all think about it? This is definitely a good example of what to do, what not to do. Don't get too close to people and move too quick with people. Sometimes it's always best to just be independent, you know, do your own thing, because a lot of those situations probably would have been avoided if she wasn't even in that space with them. You know what I'm saying? If it was like, I'll style you, I'll come out there, but she had her own hotel or her own Airbnb or found her own place before she moved there, then she'll just be with them a couple minutes, a couple hours out the day. But see, they get to pick your brain all day. Y'all sitting around, y'all chilling, y'all drinking, y'all, you know, door dashing together. They able to kind of get a feel for how your money doing. They get to see what you eat, and they counting your pockets. They like, oh, she went and got hibachi and we over here splitting the McDouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they were able to watch you and kind of see how you move. Try and see how much money you had. Try and see what type of support you had back at home. Trying to see how far they can go, how much they can milk you. You know what I'm saying? Before you finally say enough is enough. But I'm glad she came to her senses. I'm glad she was safe at that event. I've seen a lot of little trends on TikTok of people saying that they think they passed away with the particular event that happened in their life. And I don't think I've experienced that. I think I'm very well alive. I think I'm here. Okay. But if you guys are familiar with that trend, or if you have any stories that you guys think, oh, I definitely passed away during that event, but I just haven't woken up from the dream, or I just haven't realized it yet, y'all let me know down in the comment section. It's kind of interesting to read, kind of interesting to kind of see and understand other people's views about that. All right. So look, we are on a road to 30,000 subscribers. I do have a goal to reach 30,000 subs by November 30th, which is my 30th birthday. So if you have not already, please subscribe so you can be a part of that 30K gang. If you like videos from me and you want to see more is to come. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, because right now, King Day is out. Peace. The motherfucking building.
Run it up, was up. JBRISKO, not know when was up. Run that shit, we had